A small group in Lawton is striving to build more sidewalks in town because while many of us simply see grass and curbs, they see the missing sidewalks as giant roadblocks for the physically disabled. In tonight's special report, 7 News reporter Allie Haddican shows us the incredible struggles one man in a wheelchair has to go through just to get around the city.
When getting just about anywhere, most of us don't think about how we're going to get there. We just get in the car and go. But with people with physical disabilities, it's not that easy. If they don't have access to a car, getting to where they want to go can be extremely difficult.
You get in the car and go to the store, well, you don't think about somebody having to travel on a wheelchair or even a walker or whatever, you know.
If you drive down Sheridan, you've probably seen Joseph Harper. Running errands,
and I can go up this side till I get...
risking his life just to get to the grocery store.
The biggest majority of the people don't think about us, you know, because they're not in that position.
Harper is one of the 4 members of the Lawton Access Board and is fighting for the city to be more accessible. One of the ways to make it easier for people like Harper is sidewalks.
But, you know, it's one of those progresses that's going to take many years. I mean, this town has very little sidewalks, and the ones they do have are mostly not compliant.
On his trip to Dollar Tree, he makes his way across the street to the Latz bus stop. The bus stop's platform is the Lawton Access Board's first accomplishment. The board worked with Lawton Area Transit System in getting installed last summer.
They just put these 2 bus stops in. They didn't used to be here.
There are sidewalks along many of the roads here in Lawton that for someone who can walk is easy to navigate, but for someone in a wheelchair, they look at things differently. They see every bump, crack, broken piece of concrete. They see curbs that prevent them from getting on that path, ultimately leaving them in the streets.
They're not either wide enough, or they're crooked, or they're broken up, or they're slanted wrong. You know, if you get a wheelchair that slants just a little bit too much, you can flip over sideways real easy.
To get home, Harper has to be creative.
Well, yeah, I had to learn, you know, I studied a map and I tried to learn the back streets and ways that I could possibly connect without getting on the main drag.
Taking as many back streets as he can, in the end, he is forced to make his way home in the street on busy Sheridan Road.
It makes me very uneasy. I don't like to see it.
Lawton's ADA coordinator, Mike Jones, says he gets a call a week about accessibility in the city. Half of those calls are about sidewalks or ramps.
It's something that we want to correct.
Jones, who is also the chairman of the Lawton Access Board, says they have identified 15 heavy traffic areas that need sidewalks. Jones says there are dozens more they could add to that list.
We're putting a puzzle together, and it's going to take a long time before the puzzle's completed, but if we put in obvious pieces, new sidewalks along roads, and we put in less obvious pieces, a sidewalk where there didn't used to be one, or we put in a curb ramp that lets people off the street and onto that sidewalk where there wasn't a ramp before, then we're making constant, measurable progress, and that's what we're after.
Some of those pieces of the sidewalk puzzle have already been completed or in the process of being installed, like on Northwest 35th Street or on a part of Northwest 38th Street. Those sidewalks wouldn't be possible without a city resolution passed in 2011 requiring new street construction to have an accompanying sidewalk. Building a sidewalk isn't a fast process. There are weeks and months of planning, making sure the sidewalk is safe, away from water lines, and not running over anyone's property. Jones says at $55 per square yard of sidewalk or more, there was another factor that slows them down.
Funding, you know, money is always going to be an issue in determining what gets done and when.
In the meantime, Harper continues down a dangerous street and continues his fight.
It's going to take a while, and I probably won't see it. At my age, I'm almost 77 years old, so it's not going to be in my lifetime, but maybe it'll make it better for somebody else. And that's what I'm striving for.
The Lawton Access Board and the ADA coordinator are here to give people with disabilities a voice in the city. So if you spot a problem with accessibility, you can call the ADA coordinator, Mike Jones, or attend a Lawton Access Board meeting. All that information is online at KSWO.com.